Everything in my video was found on a public domain, and the full disclaimers down below. Lots of love and many blessings your way. And a great big thank you to both my friends Cynthia and Sweet Tea. I appreciate y'all both so much. Okay, you guys, I have some inside information and we're going to talk about them really fast. Okay, so when Megan was introduced by Marcus, her Soho pimp, to Harry, not only was she still dating Chef Corey, but she was living with him too. And according to this inside information, Megan and Marcus have been quite the cuddle buddies on the regular. So not only at that time was she sleeping with Chef Corey, who she lived with, but she was sleeping with her bestie Marcus, and now Harry too. Chef Corey ended up catching on, and he confronted Megan. Megan confessed to everything, packed her stuff, and moved out. So she was no longer seeing Chef Corey, obviously, but she was still involved with Marcus and Harry. Ew. Evidently, Chef Corey was mad enough that he was making threats that he was going to expose what she's been up to. She got really scared, and she paid him $50,000 to keep his mouth shut. Okay, and remember her second husband, Trevor Engelson. He had come up with this sitcom idea, and it was loosely based on his and Megan's relationship. He was trying to share custody of a child with a new princess, his ex-wife. She contacted Trevor Engelson and paid him $250,000. Not to put that sitcom on the air. And it doesn't end there. Y'all remember the dirty actor Rex? Now, initially he came out saying, yeah, we hooked up, we dated, we did whatever. She has since paid him to retract that statement. And I'm not sure how much she paid him, but she paid him, allegedly. Now, she initially wanted to go and live in Windsor Castle, but the Queen said no way. And because Kate and William didn't want to live in Kensington under the same roof as Meghan and Harry, and that's when the Queen came up with the idea of Frogmore Cottage. Now, after Harry and Meghan went and checked out Frogmore Cottage, Meghan said she didn't feel good there, it didn't feel like home. She just did not want to move into Frogmore Cottage. So they rented that little place in the Cotswolds. And of course, their security was breached. Do you guys remember that? So then they moved to Kensington Palace. And it seemed like every single day, Kate was pulling Harry to the side. She was opening up to Harry with her reservations regarding Meghan and some of Meghan's really nasty behavior. And like a good little boy and a well-trained seal, Harry would go back to Meghan each and every time. She was afraid that one of these days, Harry was actually going to hear Kate and her complaints. And then what would happen? Meghan would lose her meal ticket. This started making Meghan feel extremely insecure. That's when she decided, let's go ahead to Frogmore, but we need to do all the updates first. Meghan knew she was never going to live in Frogmore. She was simply buying time. And it was during this same period of time that they were updating Frogmore that Doria's net worth started to grow. This was a well thought out plan on Meghan's end. They currently have to repay almost $4.5 million back for Frogmore Cottage, and they haven't paid a dime. Do y'all even think the Queen realizes what Meghan's done? I wonder sometimes. Now, I want to say thank you to Heather for sharing this with us. This looks pretty authentic to me. I've looked it over. I haven't ran it into my Photoshop program, but I will. But they're saying this was Harry stocking up on supplies in California. In the event, this is a genuine picture. Where is all of Harry's security? Since security has been such an issue with these people. Or was that another way to just go ahead and steal money and put it in other people's pockets? Boy, if it is him, he looks bummy. Now, this was shared with me by my friend Sweet Tea, and it happens to be a blind item. And they're saying this. Meghan said she did not want baby number 2 until they were good and settled into a new home. That's not true. In fact, she's already pregnant. They say there's something important you need to know, though. Her famous husband is not the father. Now, according to this article, he had an unfortunate accident a few years ago that rendered him infertile. And while he initially wanted to keep this good and private, it was a significant lineage issue that necessitated involving senior members of the royal family. So a family meeting took place and they unanimously decided that another family member would be a better choice. Now, the chosen family member was handsome, fertile, and he had no health issues. Sounds perfect, they said, right? And it goes on to say, well, who is it? His uncle? And it goes on to say, yes, the very uncle that would soon be in hot water. So how was the baby conceived? No, they didn't sleep together. This was all done in a lab. The actress's eggs were harvested and fertilized by the uncle. And it goes on to say, despite the conspiracy theories, the actress did give birth to the first baby. No surrogate was used. Furthermore, despite the turmoil that surrounded the uncle, he will be the biological father of the second baby. Now, I personally have a hard time with the fact that they're saying she carried and gave birth to the child. There were so many discrepancies throughout her pregnancy with her physical form. At one point, the bump prosthetic fell between her legs. So I'm having a hard time with that. Unless the reason it took so long and she did wear a prosthetic is because the first round didn't take and they announced it too soon. To me, the child doesn't look a thing like the uncle. In my opinion, the child that they have presented to us most recently looks exactly like Marcus Anderson, in my opinion, down to the shape of the ears. Who knows if we'll ever find out the real deal behind that entire weird situation. And I do think that she was trying to give off a pregnant appearance this last time we seen her. According to the blind item, they're going to make the big announcement regarding baby number 2 next month. I just don't know. It's crazy and it gets weirder every day. I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.